What is up, guys? This is 6 Damage Heal here, bringing to you another deck profile from Brilliant Strike. Today we have, with all the hype over Minerva this and Minerva that she's so good and blah 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 Genesis, which is true. I admit she is very good. There's another badass female within the Brilliant Strike set, and she's a little bit less pure than her. She was, but then she got reversed, so right now she just has her wrath on everybody. Right now, her name is Ashlei Yaeverse, and we're doing a deck profile on her. So to start off, we have 4 of the main card in the deck, which is Broken Heart Jewel Knight Ashlei Yaeverse. This card is pretty, as it says in the name, pretty broken. It's not like Minerva, where it just does a one-turn hit kill thing, where it applies, makes you waste a lot of hand. It's more of a grinded out card where every turn the opposing player is just going to get more and more advantage. Ashlei Yaeverse's Limit Break, which is its main skill, is that you lock one card, one of your rear guards, you counterblast one, and you get to retire one of your opponent's front row units, and then superior call one unit from your deck. So for just the cheap cost of just one counterblast one, you get to minus your opponent's intercept, which is very good, because then they'll have to waste more hand guarding your attacks. And not only that, but you get a save hand, because you don't even have to superior call, you don't have to use superior call from the deck, so you don't even have to waste units from your hand. And it's very good skill, and it's just really good, and every turn you want to use it. Plus it's an axe skill. So you get to use it if you're in a desperate situation where you really want to guard and you don't want to waste too many units from your hand. You literally get to do that and just keep unlocking units just as long as you have the counterblasts. For the other grade 3 in this deck, we have 4 Pure-Hearted Jewel Knight regular Ashleys. 4 Pure-Hearted Jewel Knight Ashleys. She unfortunately is probably the worst break ride in the game. All she does is when a unit rides on top of her, the Royal Paladin unit, gets 10k and a crit. So not that much fancy stuff like Transcore or even Cancelot or Dauntless, which can restand. It's just 10k and a crit, which isn't that great. But Ashlei does serve her purpose, because with the release of Brilliant Strike, there's a ton of Jewel Knight support, and more specifically Ashlei support. So honestly, she's just in there just because her name is Ashlei. And not only that, she helps give Ashlei Yaeverse that extra 2k just to, just as a cross ride boost, just for like a 13k base, which helps guarding against attacks. And you really want a long game when you're playing with this deck, because your opponent will eventually run out of resources. So she serves her purpose well. Break riding, it's not gonna be that great. They'll just perfect guard you and then bam. But like I said, she serves her purpose. On to the grade 2s. We have 4 of the best grade 2 in this deck. Jewel Knight Miranda. I'm not gonna go with the Stinging Jewel Knight or whatever. That's too much to remember. Just regular Jewel Knight Miranda. I'm sure you guys will figure it out. She's a 9k base, and she becomes an 11k attacker when you have an Ashlei unit as your Vanguard. So that's where, as long as you have a grade 3, because you have just regular Pure Heart Jewel Knight Ashlei, and then Broken Heart Ashlei Yaeverse, she'll be an 11k attacker, which is very important, because in Jewel Knight decks, you really want to just rush your opponent a lot. So call as many monsters as you can, which is great. So an 11k attacker is very nice. But also that when she hits an opposing Vanguard, her skill is with just for free. It's free. You give 3k to another rear guard, which may not seem much, but if you know Jewel Knight decks, you'll understand that they fill up the field fast. And getting 18, 19k columns is very easy. So when you attack with her and her attack hits, you get to put 3k onto, let's say you have a regular 12k attacker with a 7k booster. That's 19k, which isn't a magic number, but if it becomes in 3k more to 22, that's a magic number, and that's actually more for your opponent to guard. And like I said, Miranda's just very flexible, so that's why we have her. Next, we have 4 of the 12k attacker. Jewel Knight, I believe it's Stinging Jewel Knight, I'm not sure. Jewel Knight Shellie? Tracie, sorry. Shellie's a grade 1. Jewel Knight Tracie. It's just a 12k attacker. Her skill is that when you have 4 or more, well, 3 or more other Jewel Knight rearguards, she becomes a 12k attacker. Which is sort of unfortunate, because if it was just a regular Jewel Knight, you know, like most 12k attackers, when it, you know, the Vanguard has Jewel Knight in its name to get 3k, that would be much better early game. But late game or even mid game, it doesn't even matter, because with this deck, it's very easy to superior call and it's very easy to fill up your field. Just the problem is, I guess, turn 1 or 2, you won't get, well, turn 2 or 3, you may not get that extra 3k, which does matter. But there's still really no other great Jewel Knight out there. So, and 12k attackers are always good. So that's why we have 4 of her. And to round out the grade 3s, we just have 3 of the new one, Summoning Jewel Knight Tilda. Tilda is very good. Her skill is that when your grade 3 Jewel Knight, you know, when your grade 3 Jewel Knight rides, like as the Vanguard, you get a Counterblast 1 and superior call a grade 1 unit to the field, but anywhere. So, and it's actually 1 or less, which is very interesting, because in this deck we run an extra starter just for that skill. The reason why we use her is just to fill up the field as fast as possible. It's a plus 1 just for 1 Counterblast, which is very good. And most of the Jewel Knights have skills where they need other Jewel Knights on the field. So that's why you really want to get Tracie there. I know it's a Counterblast and you want to save your Counterblast for Ashlei Reverse, but you really want to fill up your field as early as possible, and Tilda really helps you do that. So that's why we run 3 of her. We don't run 4 because I just felt 4 was a little too much, and I'd rather have the 11 and 12k attackers and Miranda and Tracie rather than Tilda. But she's still running her at 3 is perfectly fine. You'll be fine with it, and you'll fill up the field faster. On to the grade 1s. For the grade 1s, it's different because we only run 13 of them because we have an extra starter in the deck. To start off, we have 4 of the 10k attackers, 10k Jewel Knight attackers. Shelly, Jewel Knight Shelly. She has the same effect as Tracie, where if there's 3 or more Jewel Knight rearguards on the field, she gets 3k when she attacks. She's good just because of her flexibility. She could either be a 10k attacker or a 7k booster, which is very good, because if you know anything about this game, you really want to have as many flexible cards as possible that you can use in different situations. So having a 10k attacker grade 1 is always good, and that's why we run 4 of her. Next, we have 3 Jewel Knight Prizmies. It's a cat, so it's not a him or her. The cat's ability is that when it's superior call, well, not when it's called onto the field, if you have 3 or more Jewel Knight rearguards, you get to discard 1 card from your hand and draw a card from your deck. While it helps filter your deck, it also has another, it's really good in this specific build for another card, which I'll tell you right after this. So yeah, Jewel Knight Prizmy just really helps filter out the deck. And you really want to be discarding Ashlei's, either Ashlei Reverse or regular Ashlei to your drop zone. If you already have them, obviously you don't want to grade stuff yourself. For our next grade 1, we run 2 of the Security Jewel Knight Arwen. Yeah, just Jewel Knight Arwen. Her ability is that it's an axe skill. When you have a Ashlei in the drop zone, you get to put the Ashlei at the bottom of your deck to then give your Vanguard, with Ashlei in its name, an extra 5k, which is really, really important, and that's exactly why we have the Jewel Knight Prizmies in here, because the common combination with that is to, you know, have obviously with the Quintet Walls, because we do run 2 Quintet Walls here, you want to get as many Ashleis to the drop zone as possible, to then use security, first use Security Jewel Knight Arwen's ability to power up your Ashlei Reverse. Then after you power up, like let's say you have even just 1 Ashlei in the drop zone, you give it an extra 5k. It's a 16k or 18k attacker, whether it's cross-ridden or not. And then you get to use Ashlei Reverse's effect of locking a card and counterblasting 1. So Ashlei still technically gets the boost because it's 5k, and that's definitely good enough. So she is very vital. You always want to put her behind the Vanguard, and you, like I said, the main combo is just using her effect and then locking her to then superior call. Remember, locking a unit, especially in Jewel Knight decks, is sort of a tough cost because you're not gaining extra power. But with Arwen, it really makes things go fairly well. And not only that, but you can also power up an Ashlei rear guard as well. So that's very good. That's always flexible, just in case you have multiple Ashleys in your hand or on the field. So that's good. We also run, for Sentinels, we run 2 of the Quintet Walls, which is Summoning Jewel Knight Gloria. Like I said, we want to get Ashleys in the drop zone, but also it's very good to protect ourselves. Seeing Daikaiser out there, and that's very scary. And not only that, but the Ethics Buster reverse, where you have to waste a ton of cards in your hand. So if you just have perfect guards, you're gonna waste a lot of your hand and you're not gonna be able to defend it. So because of those 2 decks specifically, we run the Quintet Wall. So yeah, because with Daikaiser, they can, nullify your perfect guard, which is very scary. So that's why you have the Quintet Wall to help you out. And also, as the added bonus, you get Ashleys in the drop zone, which helps with Arwen and really makes the whole deck a well-oiled machine. But we also do 2 the regular perfect guards, just because we can't run 4 Quintet Walls, because A, we'll either deck out, or B, we'll run out of counterblasts, because you do have to counterblast for a Quintet Wall. So Ashlei doesn't get user effect as much, and that's not so good. So like I said, just 2 Quintet Walls is perfectly fine. On to the grade 0s. For this deck, we actually get to use 2 starters, which are Tiffany's, Jewel Knight Tiffany's. The combos you can pull off with this card is amazing. Her ability is you just put her into the soul, and 2 units get 3k. Which you really want to put on your rear guards with columns, because you usually have 18k columns with this deck, 18 or 19k, and then if you get to put the 3k on both of them, all of a sudden, instead of 10k shield for your opponent to guard, it's 15k shield to guard those attacks. So that's very important, and it's a big difference because it's a magic number. The reason why I put 2 is because you can search Tiffany with either Ashlei reverse or Tilda. So it's fairly easily searchable. I mean, if you draw it, then that's unfortunate, because it just is. But it's very easily searchable with Tilda and, like I said, Ashlei. And not only that, but at times you'll have a full field with Ashlei reverse, and you really want to retire something. So that's why if you have Tiffany, you can just make an open spot, put it into the soul, increase your rear guards, and then lock something to then get a booster for Ashlei, just in case you want to do that. So it's very good. Like I said, you just want to, it's just for flexibility purposes. But yeah, her importance is very big. So you definitely want to run 2 of her. That's my opinion. I know a lot of people don't like running 2 starters, but in this deck it's very optimal. Also for the trigger lineup, we obviously have 4 heals because we need a 6 damage heal, except against Nova Vague, because screw that. But also we run 8 crits and 4 draws. They're all Jewel Knights, and you have to run Jewel Knights. If not, maybe I'd run 10 crits. But unfortunately you need Jewel Knights in its name just for several card effects. So that's why we run 8 crits, just because it's aggressive, and we don't need that much draw power, because this deck superior calls a lot. It's sort of like Liberators, except they don't superior call as much, but that you get to select which Jewel Knight you do get a superior call. So in that aspect, it's a more consistent superior calling tactic than the Liberators. And like I said, you're going to be having huge columns, either by Tiffany going into the soul, or Miranda attacking a Vanguard and then letting him hit, or with Arwen powering up Ashlei. So you really want to get the crits as much as possible. It's an aggressive, with any Paladin deck, you really want to rush them, So, you know, having a crit really helps you out. And not only that, but the deck, it's more of a grinded out sort of deck. Even though you want to rush them, if you can do that. So you really want to get as aggressive as possible. So 8 crits is optimal with 4 draws. Thank you guys for watching the video. Next we'll be having the Great Goddess Minerva next. So just stay tuned for that and like and subscribe. Thanks guys.